This is my backup channel over here. You know me. Zen, there's you. Just shaking off a fun day yesterday, rocking and rolling and playing around, listening to music in the French Quarter. Fun times. And I had a couple emails and questions to be answered. And let's get right to it. We'll talk about pee-pee. Let's talk about urine. Ooh, it's strange. People drink it. It's filthy. It's dirty. The first, I wanted to start with addressing the people out there that make videos. I was scrolling through looking for a picture for the title screen, and I came across this chick's video who goes, debunking urine therapy. It's so gross. I can't believe there's groups for this and there's scientific studies done on it. And like, what do you... Listening to people that are so ignorant, and she got a big ass channel. People listen to her talk the ignorant shit and go, yeah, they're just, entrain me with stupidity. Like listening to people doubt it, like as they're sitting there drinking a can of soda pop with all of these chemicals in it. That's traditional. That's a medicine. That's supposed to be inside of your body. But yet the stuff that's inside of your body, that goes, the simplest thing you have to do is ask, how do your kidneys work? What are they doing? What is the processing going on in the body? The cleanest thing you could ever find is plasma ultrafiltrate. Plasma ultrafiltrate is another word for urine. It's what happens when you go to a doctor and you give blood. You give your blood. That seems pretty crazy, considering how filthy most people's blood is and toxic. What do when you give blood? They put it in a centrifuge and spin it around at a very high rate of speed, and it pulls the urea and the plasma from the rest of the blood. And then you'll see it divide. On the top it will be all dark red, and the bottom will be a light straw colored, a hue of yellow. This is the same thing your kidneys are doing. And when people make these long videos and they comment, that's so gross, you drink your pee. You were bathing in amniotic fluid for 9 months. That's how your cells grew in your body. It has stem cells, urea, all sorts of things and chemicals in it. But why actually think about it and do the research and go to a doctor and say, what do your kidneys do? I don't think they're allowed to lie to you about maybe they don't know what they do. Maybe they don't know how the human body works. All they know is pharmaceutical medicines, which is not traditional medicine, by the way. It's quite a new thing. The pharmakia, the poison makers. Yeah. Let's get that rant out of the way. So, a buddy of mine had just emailed me and asked me about beginning to practice urine. I don't like to call it therapy because I just think you should be doing it anyways. It's just something. It should be part of your daily activity. I don't do it every day. If somebody promotes it and says you should, I think it's a great idea. I probably less often than I should. And he had asked me when and how to start. Most people, it's a psychological block. And so you're going to have, it's so psychological blocks in your mind that you're going to go, this is gross and I can't do this. So how to start? What would be the easiest way? I would say try to fast for the day on water or juices. There you go. Because your first urine, they tell you drink the first piss of the day. And this you should do. But to get started doing it, most people don't have that fuck it attitude. Let me see what happens here. They don't have that attitude, and they're too icky. Fast on water and fruit juice all day, and then at the end of the day, add some of your urine, which will now be cleaner and more. It'll be cleaner plasma at that point. Less of the aroma and the color. There's basically just more elements in your body. Put that into another drink. Put it into some juice. And then start there. And then get to the point, maybe a couple days to do that, and then get to the point where you can just drink it. I mean, what is the simplest way? I mean, it's such a long way to go about it. Just fucking piss in a cup and drink it. You know, grow a set. So I mean, the amount, it's such a funny thing to say, because the amount of disgusting things people shovel into their face hole all the time. You eat dead animals, you goofy person. You know what I mean? You consume rotting carcasses. You eat sauerkraut. I mean, I love sauerkraut. I know that it's fermented, but it's like, there's a whole decaying and fermenting, and there's a whole process going on there. It's kind of, people eat blue cheese. Some people don't like it. They think it stinks. They'll bury fish and let it rot and then eat it. People eat, I mean, the chemicals. Go through the grocery store and point out all the things that you eat, and then look into what those words mean on the internet and see if you could figure out what those substances are in those chemicals, and see if that's a good idea. And not to mention, you eat like bacon. You eat bacon. Just go slaughter a pig and rip out their intestines. So you eat. This is the most bizarre thing to me. People that eat the entrails, like the innards of another animal, find drinking the sterilized, clean version of our own bodily fluids to be disgusting, but that to be sensible, a reasonable thing to do. Where is this logic? Help me here. Make it make sense. Make it logical. Make it even reasonable. You can't, because you're wrong and you're silly. If you believe that that's the right way, the way is all the world. That's just, well, you gotta eat all the animals, because if we don't eat the animals, then the animals will take over the cities. So I have to consume them. But drinking pee-pee is no good, because no one's ever done that. It's a new age fad. Except for, no, it's kind of an ancient practice in all sorts of cultures. But let's just throw that aside. And the fact that there are even any scientific studies on it is quite interesting, because who's funding that? Let's just put a couple things together here, people. How are studies financed, and for what purpose? Generally speaking, almost always, across the board, there is a drug or some sort of product that is going to make money in the future. So there's a benefit to the people that invest into the study of such things. And that what they do is, I'll give you $1 million grant and make sure, and they'll even increase it a little more and say, make it that where this thing looks good. Because you can scientifically, and you can bias towards anything you want. It's very easy to lie with statistics. There's even a book on it. Where's the money in piss? Where? It can't be taxed. It's already yours. No one's making a profit. I mean, I suppose you could sell your piss to someone. I don't know why that would be a benefit to anybody else. I really don't. I mean, I could say some funny thing right now where other people have drank my piss because they believed in like what I look like and who I am and what I know, and they were like, well, I don't really believe that my urine is clean enough to drink. I was like, that's not true, but that's funny. But I was like, it's pretty much the same. It's just gonna have a few antibodies and different things in it that yours doesn't have, because of the things I've consumed. Yeah, that's about the only thing different. But other than that, it's sterile. It's plasma. It's ultra filtered. So there's no money in it, is the point. So who's going to do any studies on what it actually is? Although there have been studies, because sometimes there's enough interest in a subject, maybe in health. And there's some people that have an overabundance of money and want to share that. So they go, I would like people to research this because it's very important. Why would the medical industry shoot themselves in the foot financially? If you could tell people that drinking your piss would keep you healthier, you get rid of dis-ease, uncomfort, you can use it to clean wounds, there's all sorts of things it can do that you wouldn't have to go to them every time that you had a little boo-boo, or you had a little headache, or a little tummy pain. You don't have to go to them. They would shoot themselves in the foot. There's no profiting for them. If most of the world, if the whole world knew, let's just break it down pretty simply here. If the whole world knew of the power of your urine, your own personal alchemical laboratory that you are, that's producing the golden elixir of life, and everyone knew that, what happens to pharmaceutical business? It turns into almost nil. But what else? What could they sell you then? I mean, sure, there'll be some I don't know, headache pills, I suppose. But I know how to make those from the barks of trees. If you know the right tree, right? It's what is it? White willow? I believe that's what it is. White willow, to make what they make aspirin from. That's literally how they make aspirin. And it doesn't have any side effects. So you tell people that, and all of a sudden you don't have to buy the aspirin. But now let's just say maybe urine and there's a certain plant life, an orange, some hibiscus or something that might be able to heal that headache. Maybe you got a little cough and you realize pineapple juice will pretty much get rid of the dilemma there. Where do they stand to profit? So their whole business model, because it is a business, the people that believe that it's for health are highly mistaken. It's not health services, it's sickness care. They care about the sick people. So if they care about the sick people, they also are a business that profits off of sick people. They don't want to help. The individual people are under the impression, the ones that work there, doctors and nurses and blah, 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 the majority of them, they are helpful people and want to be helpful. But they don't look at it as a business. They look at it as they're into the healing arts, and they're not. So if everybody knew, just drink your piss and you could probably look fine as fuck. You don't know that urea is in beauty products. That's women in the whole beauty industry. They've been for years rubbing piss on their face. First, it was their own because that was the secret, and then it turned into all the products, realizing that urea. So all of these women literally have piss all over their face every day. If you wear makeup, you got piss on your face. What up, piss faces? See? You can. It's true. It's nothing. There's nothing false here. Urea is from urine, and it's in beauty products, and you're rubbing it all over your face. Where does it come from? Is it from horses? Other humans? Do you know? You can't verify where it's coming from, but I don't know. Seems like it's got to come from somewhere, right? So bypass the product and just put piss on your face, huh? That's gross. Drink your piss. Why wouldn't you? It's already in you. You're gonna drink a Red Bull? Do you even know the chemicals in there? You're really gonna go eat a piece of, you're gonna go murder a turkey and eat the turkey, ripping its feathers out, cutting open its intestinal tract with poo-poo everywhere, and then you're gonna wash the dead carcass and take the blood, which would have been their urine, and you like the blood. You want to eat the blood of the steak that you're gonna eat. You're gonna go cut up that nice red juicy piece of medium rare steak. Hey, who doesn't like a piece of steak? But to think that that's not literally the step before your body would be doing it in your own body to clean it out, and it would become urea. It'd be a clarified, sterilized version. It's just listening. It's like you can't even talk to these people that believe otherwise. I could say all of this, and they're so shut off to reality they can't even hear what I'm saying. I've just broke the whole shit down so simply and plainly. and conveniently. But yet, they will not understand. They won't see. They're like, it's like they have corn cobs in their ears. They can't hear. But it just sucks that they keep rattling their mouth like they know something, and then the other ones that like to parrot their foolishness. But what I'm saying to them is so silly. Okay. How many above 40-year-olds do you know that look this fine? I'm this is me woke up at 8 o'clock, hungover as shit from being out, being wasteful and drinking and eating fried foods. And I don't even drink my piss that much as I should, as much as I have in the past. But I, look at me in a week. I'll go out and get a little sunshine, put some piss on my face, get this, give myself a little, a little facial right here, a little rubby rubs. I look like I'm at like a billion, zillion, trillion dollars. Burp God. So for anybody who's new here, doesn't know me, I'm Zen, the Burp God, and this is my backup channel. And you're allowed to, if you'd like to, because this is how I do obtain a little bit of coinage currency. I use this to put money so I can have cool stuff like, well, yeah, you guys kind of bought me that, but just to keep it real for mine, I don't buy a lot of like unneeded things. So if you want to, I don't know that I've adjusted this channel to put the shit beneath, but if somebody wants to, it would be very helpful. Put it in the comments here, because I'm using my phone to do this, so I can't type it in and let you guys know. But it's PayPal, Cash App, and Venmo. PayPal and Cash App are both TSAR capital XEN. So Cash App is $ TsarXen, like Tarzan. That's me. And you guys can slide me a couple ducats for being entertaining, because this is entertainment. I'm not here to dispense any wisdom whatsoever. I don't know anything. I'm a fool. Unless you think otherwise. Whatever. Your choice. It's your choice. I'm just representing my experiences and opinions in the world. This is my diary. I just speak to it. And my other channel, if you're not aware, Zen-Atman, it was quite big, and I had to take most of my 3,600 videos down, because if I didn't, YouTube would have just deleted it anyways, because they don't like some things that I say. But here I am, once again, explaining to everyone, I know nothing. This is just for your entertainment purposes. I might be totally wrong. Maybe pee-pee is not the way, but I think I might know something. So hello, what's up? Katie wants to go. Oh, it sounds this whole time. Yeah, I had my fan on the whole time. Well, hopefully you guys got to hear my voice. It wasn't too bad, was it? It wasn't horrible. It's better now, yeah. I didn't even didn't even recognize that. What's up, Griff? Yeah, my other channel, the reason I'm using this is because got a strike against it, and a false claim too, another false claim, and there's nothing I can do about it. I already did the whole thing that I could, saying, hey, you can't do that, and they're like, no, but we did, and they just like, what am I gonna do? Talk to another robot? There's no way of accessing a human being and going, can you do something about this? This is ridiculous. Nothing. So that's why I'm doing it over here. But my channel should be back up in a couple days. It was a week for saying naughty, nasty things, which I really didn't do. So I live life without sin. I live in imperfection. So yeah, anything to talk about? You guys want to? I mean, I got a few minutes here. I just wanted to get on here to give Colin, who had asked a question about urine therapy, like he said, how to drink it. And again, for anybody here that is not involved in our crazy kooky community of people that believe that the thing we're on might be not quite spinning around, flying around some, not that part of what we believe, I guess. And we might believe that piss is probably just drink that, like those kind of weird people, or that might believe something about like taking your shoes off in nature, getting sunshine, believing in like whatever that is. Kooky people. What's up, Francis? Ah, nice. Ah, nice. Yes. Andrew Norton Weber. Oh, it's good. I didn't know it was off. I mean, I know it and switched up a little bit. Like he had adjusted the way the page was set up. But yeah, it's such a quality resource, man. Anybody that doesn't know it, go to Andrew Norton Weber. Well, that's his art. That's his art site. AquariusTheWaterBearer.com. Check that out. That's a whole space of information. And it has, you know what? There's plenty of doctors in there that speak about. I mean, what are you like? Urology, urotherapy, the health benefits of distilled liquids. Yeah, basically distilled liquids. That's great. I don't know the last time I was there. It couldn't have been that long, but I mean, there's another proof of how powerful it is and how good it is that they won't even leave it online. I mean, could have been on his side, I don't, I'm not low accusations here. I don't know, but you know, maybe maybe he forgot about it, dude. Didn't pay his GoDaddy account. I mean, because I assume he doesn't make any money off of it. I mean, I don't know if he has a donation part, but. So how about everybody else? How y'all doing? I'm wearing this ridiculous outfit today. Do you guys want to see this stupid outfit I'm wearing? I just don't know. I mean, it's Monday, and it's 9 o'clock. There's no reason to dress like this, but maybe I'll show it to you, and you tell me if I should go out in the public looking like this. You guys gotta tell me though. You gotta be honest. You be like, Zen, that's ridiculous. Don't wear that. Or be like, that shit is sharp as fuck. Even though it's Monday, you can wear that. I would wear this on a Friday, without question. Friday night? Oh, absolutely. But the last couple Fridays, the weather was not working with that. See, the last 2 Fridays ago, it was too hot to wear pants. And then last Friday was too cold to wear this jacket. So, kind of, I need some fashion advice here. I guess you don't understand. Like, I know there's like Kanye out there with his fashion line. I should probably just be a fashionista. You know what I mean? Fashion designer. I'm too nice with it. I mean, come on. Really? Do you see this fucking thing? Look at this. And it's reversible too. Yeah, and I haven't seen the pants yet. Do you guys want to see the pants? Do you want to see the whole damn thing? I'll show you the pants. I'll just give you the pants. There it is. Whoosh. Yes. Yeah. I'm not going to show you the whole thing. It's too much. Too much for the average eyeball. It might hurt your eyes. So what else is going on in the world? Good shit? Okay, Griff, you want to check it out? I'll show you the whole thing. Let me see what we got here. Let's see if we can do this. That's, this would be the whole damn thing. See, I didn't know about the T. I didn't want to go too hard with everything else. Like, I didn't want to put a button up with it. But, yeah, that's what we're rocking today. That's what we're doing. I don't know. It's fucking, it's a little too loud for Monday at, like, I mean, if I'm going to be loud, I should probably just get totally stoned, too. Yeah, you like that? You like that? You know what's funny is this is the only way I can wear this T-shirt because I really wanted it. I didn't know what it was, but it was familiar to me. I was like, what the fuck do I know that the picture from? And I was like, but I need it, and I got it from like thrift store. I buy shit from thrift stores. I don't go to few and far between do I go to a regular store to buy shit. That's just not worth it. And you find so much cooler shit at thrift shops, anyways. Getting my fucking Macklemore on. Anyway, so I got this T-shirt, and it's a size too small. It's the only way I can wear this is if I wear it under something, or else it doesn't look right on me. I can't wear T-shirts that are too fit for me. Like I don't know. I think it's maybe my rib cage is too big or some shit. Where like a medium does not fit me at all. Like I need to wear an extra large. A large is even not even the right size for me. I'm just an extra large person. I don't know. Just giant fat ass, I guess. What should we turn this into? The weird wide world, the wacky world we live in. Can we go a day without? Okay, how many people here watch the news? Watch the television at all? Do you watch the television? Well, I would assume most people here don't. Like you'll use it to watch a movie or Netflix or something, but you're not scrolling through channels. I'm guessing. But the dilemma is a lot of people's like, oh, turn the TV off. It will fix your life. And I'm like, yeah, sort of, but you still got your phone, and you're going to pick up your phone, and I know you're going to go onto some sort of social media or other kind of, you're going to get hip to pop culture in some way or another. I mean, pop culture is a thorn. It's a disease to some degree, but it's there. You can't hate it completely. There is some good to pop culture. There is some good. It's like pop culture is this massive shit, and then every once in a while something is like that's actually important. That's actually good, but it's so few and far between. But you're gonna get doses of what I'm getting at is you're gonna get doses of information that will keep you tuned into some sort of idea, like what's going on. Like I use this example about the mask thing going on. You'd have to eventually, if you even turned the phone off and you were just looking around and wondering why everybody has like half the people have a mask on, half people don't, or something, you would start to go, what's going on? And you would ask, like, why is the people, and people look at you strange, I'm sure, and go, don't you know? How do you not know this? And then you would become, you're gonna get some popular narrative opinion, you know. So maybe I'll do a whole show on how to alleviate yourself from the toxicity that is modern society, pop culture. I think that might be a good thing. Well, I'm going to do the exact opposite and be so confusing to people, and I'm gonna blow up like, and I'm just gonna become some a pop phenomenon, cultural icon, while having a complete disdain for the system itself and how pop culture influences people. I'll be the most ironic thing ever, and I think it's funny. Oh, Twitter. See, I don't. You know what? I don't have a Twitter because I think it's for twats. Isn't that what it is? Twits, a twats. I don't know. Twiddly dee, twiddly dum, tweet, motherfucker. I don't know. The dilemma with Twitter for me is the reason I've never used that as a outlet for what I do, because obviously I'm a verbose human. Yeah, I like to talk. I like words. It's creative to me. I can't just put out how many characters do you get it? What's the limit? Was it 60 or 300 or something? I'm like, there's no way I could say something in that much of a space to make sense, because sure, you can take the greatest quotes ever and it encapsulates a larger idea, but usually what I'm explaining is I like to wax philosophical and poetic on these things, and break down and piece things together so people can see the illusion, or um, pull apart the little aspects that make up the larger reality. And you can't do that on there. It would be useless to me. I would just feel like I need to. I'm always twitting. I don't even know the last time I've used Tweeter, Twatter, Tweedledee, Tweedledum. Maybe I'll start a Tweedledum.com or some shit. So you got tweets and Tweedledum, and it will only give you here. It'll be Tweedledum, and it will only give you the ability to type 4 letters. That's all. That's all you can do. You, hey, but you know how many how many 3 and 4 letter words do people use? I think 3, 4, and 5. I think if you got 3, 4, and 5 letter words, I think that counts for the. Is it like 60% of someone's vocabulary for the majority of people are made of 3, 4, and 5 letter words? It's something like that. People don't often get outside and use the dime and quarter words, and longer ones like disestablishmentarianism or something like that, or anti-disestablishmentarianism. They never get to that point because that's too much. They're not even trying to use more language to be more illustrative of such things. They'd rather just go, yeah, nah, uh, you know, uh. So if I were to give a 4 letter limit on Tweedledum.net or whatever, what would people write? 4 letters? Oh, you're gonna get the majority of things that could be said, but they'll be the foul words. I'm sure that's what people would Tweedledum all day. To the orange man. I love it. The orange man's tweets. I mean, hey, orange man, orange man bad. Orange man good. Orange man lose. Orange man won. Talk like a caveman. Orange man. That made me do a little bit. It's funny. It's funny that whenever you do the Indian, like whenever they make fun of Indians, like natives, they'll always make them sound almost as uh, as dumb as what you'd consider a caveman. You know, they I like the idea that all of our history is so convoluted and estranged from reality that anything you hear, all you have to do, I like it. Here's why I like it. All you have to do is absolutely flip the script, flip the narrative, and you'll find the truth. Anything anyone is saying in the pop culture, any history book you've read it backwards. I don't mean read it backwards from the end of the book and flip it upside down. What I'm saying is, if the narrative is uh, uh, that there was a slave trade going that way, I would say flip the narrative and do it the opposite direction and flip the skin tones. Try that. It would make a lot more sense. And flip the as I've said it before, the slaves were the Slavic people. It's in their name. I've explained this narrative often to people. Quite literally, the word black means white. Quite literally. Think about it. What does black mean? Black means blank, bleach. It's the word black means to remove color, to bleach something. Bleach is white. And the word white or wheat, which is like wit. I think I forget the correct spelling, but the farther you go back into before they were changing words in dictionaries, which happened in America and everywhere else. But people that don't like to know this, but they changed it. I think it was the 1937 Leipzig Convention, and they just basically burned and buried all the dictionaries, and they started changing words in it. And earlier, you go back and you'd find the word black meaning to bleach something, to make it blank, to make it white. The image that you get would be white, and this image would be the wit, which is I believe to come from some term that means like lowly demonic being or something, like a black demon, which is so when you hear the whole narrative, the other side go, what's the white demons say that I'm being funny, but that's also something that if you were to talk to the Moorish people, it's the white demons. You gotta, but it's using older language that people are not keen on. What else should we get into here? Anything? Anybody interested in Is anybody interested in anything I'm saying right now? So twatter. What's up, sad man? Oh yeah, I did. Yeah, I seen some shit on well, most of the information probably that is more real, even though that's I'm sure everything is kind of infiltrated by both sides, blah blah blah. I don't know, but Telegram, a lot of people that you can just post freely there, and so I've seen a lot of videos and shit going on Telegram on what happened there, because obviously you can't trust anything the mainstream narrative tells you. Yeah, it was crazy, and I was listening to Norbs talk about it a little bit in a different way. Norb's theory. Um, and it's this thing called black noise, I believe it's called. And there's an old 19 Dick Cavett show with the 70s, 80s, whatever. And he was doing an interview with the dude with the two different color eyes. He has the thing that his eyes are different. The hell's the guy's name? The pop icon. I mean, he was, but legitimately back then they had shows where people had, there was no leaning towards something, for the sponsors. It was like they were just actually having a conversation. And they started talking about, I believe, black noise, and saying how it could literally control and manipulate things not only inside of the body, but you could cause a building to dissipate by using frequency. And if you know the proper, I don't know if it's like, if you use like if you know the proper frequency of what a glass is, you can shatter it by hitting, you know. So why wouldn't the human body do that too? Your bones must be at a certain frequency to be existing the way they do. Then they're at a different frequency than your blood is, because the viscosity is different, so the density is different, so frequency is different. So they could use music to make people out of here, especially considering using large towers that are radiating electromagnetic frequencies, waves, blah blah blah. They're putting out information, packages of waveforms that are imperceptible to most people's eyes. That can interact with just about anything they wanted it to. So I bet you those people were all, get somebody in a certain trance, in a pace, in a rhythm, and you get them thinking something. They know the song. Now what's going on in the subconscious? They're rocking to the beat. And if they have other substances in their body, that that substance in the body can be interacted with by a frequency, music or something else. Yeah. Yeah, David Bowie. David Bowie. Yep. What's up, Skull? Yay, yay. I mean, I hear, hey, sad man. Sad man. Uh, yeah. Oh, I'm sure he was taken. I'm sure he individually was already conduit for something else. Here's the positive thing. Again, I have to try to show the show a positive spin to these things. These are people that probably would have been useless humans anyways. They'd already gone down. They're already to the point where they think that music is good. It's trash. Whatever. Think what you like of it. I don't care. I mean, I will listen to it, but I'm listening to it in a different way. I don't. It doesn't. I don't let it resonate inside of my body. I will not have it. I'll listen to what's being done and how it's being presented, but I just put them fucking blockers up. I'll go to a club where it's on. I ain't gonna really hang out. I ain't really gonna vibe out to that shit. I'll just go, oh, take notice. But where was I going with this? Yeah, but here's the positive spin. Is did are those were those people going to be like um, c- contributing members of a advanced civilization and society? Could they be? Could they unlock themselves from the industry of insanity, the commercial zone of this is what's the popular thing? Could they have unplugged themselves from pop culture? Because all these people that are becoming, the sheep to the slaughter esque. What I've tried to help those people plenty of times, and they laugh at me. They think I'm strange. They think I'm the idiot. They think I'm foolish. So, you just gotta go. Well, then they move on. Their spirit will be released and go and have another go around at life. I mean, you got to try to find a positive spin of this, because if not, you'll be sitting there crying in agony all the time, because whether anybody likes it or not, reality is people are gonna be exiting this stage. It's gonna happen. It just is. Yeah, I mean, get rid of everything that's going on with the people that are eating the apple. get rid of get rid of everything that could be possibly negative in the world. People still go through realms and life, and they go on to other places. Death occurs. This is just a process that you'll be watching happen, like going, they could have avoided that accident. And it's like watching the whole thing to me is watching a slow motion accident. You know, the accident that you're watching, like across the street? I've seen a couple where you want to scream, but they're not, their windows are closed. They're not going to hear you. You can't run over there in time. You're just going, that's about to run into that. And this is about to, you're watching the whole thing. Yep. Oh, nice. Oh, you made I'm gonna eat a tincture. Okay. Oh, nice. Hey, you know what I've used to make good tinctures is get a coffee cup, a coffee mug warmer, like one of the ones you just go to. Uh, I'm sure you find them for a buck or two at one of those thrift shops, and the temperature that it keeps it at. So when you put the vodka in and you put the stuff in, it's not getting too high of a temperature to kill any of the alkaloids, and it'll speed up the process of extracting. It'd be a very warm, a slightly warm water extraction. Hot water extraction only works good for some things. Some it's not a good idea. It's like you have oil extractions, you have hot water, you have vinegar extract. There's lots of different ways of doing it, but just warming up the water slightly. 'Cause I think it's basically it's like sous videing something, and I think the temperature is like something like 118. I don't know. I don't remember what it is exactly, but a coffee mug warmer. Put that mason jar or vodka, whatever you put it on there. It'll take the extraction time down from, a week and a half to a day. You get like 80 to 90% of it in a day. I mean, still do the shaking and whatever. Just steeping it, basically. Yeah, it's like the Lemmings. Yeah, remember that? Did anybody know that game, the Lemmings? Did anybody play that? I think it was on Super Nintendo. Um, I think I could put in a pan of a lot of water. What you mean? Oh, you know something else you could get if you got a couple bucks. I'll show you. This yes, and in fact I do have it right here. This shit right here. Mega hydrate. Well, you don't necessarily. This is just what I have, and I know it to be good. Um, it's negatively ionized hydrogen. That's what they call it. I don't know. I can't confirm or deny that that's what it actually is, but I definitely know it reduces the surface tension of water. What does that mean, Zen? It means that you know how fly can land on top of water and it does this thing and the water kind of arcs and holds it up on top of the water. So there's a definite uh, delineation between what is above the water and what's below. And as you reduce the surface tension of that water, it becomes it becomes more malleable. It's like instead of being a piece of rubber that's this thick, it becomes a thin microscopic piece of rubber, right? So it's changed the density. So then that fly would probably fall into the water. So in essence, what you'd be doing is you're putting that negatively ionized hydrogen into water. So it's going to reduce the surface tension, thereby allowing any extraction that you're making. You don't need to turn the temperature up. It's doing what a boiling would do without destroying whatever substance you're putting into the thing. So if I like for instance, excuse me, smoked way too much yesterday. um, if you were to make a tea, I wouldn't need hot water. So you like if you were to do a cold brew coffee or a cold brew tea, it would take a long time. But if I put that in there instead, it would have the same effect as of heating up the water without the because basically what's happening then is everything's moving around in the water. It's boiling. The violence isn't there. It just reduces the tension of the water. Makes sense? So it'll extract more. Yeah, I mean, a skull. You should just look up what is the temperature. What is the temperature that the alkaloids in fungi are destroyed or decayed? I mean, I assume a medium to hot water extraction is fine because how do you think they used to dry them above the fireplace? That's the image of the stocking. Santa Claus is Satan Claus is the shaman. The shaman was the shaman Claus. The red and white Amanita, Rudolph, red nose. Your cheeks get flushed. You know, this is what you could fly. So the Amanita, you would this is the whole Christmas thing. You put it above your hearth on your hearth there, and the fireplace would be warming it, and it would dry it out. So radiant ambient heat, maybe I don't know temperature 100 and 120 130. Uh, yeah, man. My diet has been trash lately because I haven't had enough money to afford fresh fruits and vegetables and shit. It's not in my budget right now. I'd rather I budget more towards beer because because quite literally I don't like eating that much. I mean, I love eating. I just don't like eating a lot. I don't like eating many times a day, and so my budget goes to garbage food and garbage beer. But as we all, if you mentally understand it, we're all consuming things every day that are possibly not that healthy, and but all we do is transmute it into something. We're just transmuting energy, and if you know how to do it properly, you could transmute anything. Like this doesn't. If whenever I say don't eat bacon, but at the same time, like go ahead, eat bacon. If you, of course, you're gonna have to process that. You're gonna have to get that bacon out of you, but you can take some goodness out of it. There's a reason that vultures and ravens and they'll come and eat up and clean up the dead body to let it become part of the natural life cycle again, to put it back into the earth after digesting it and pooping it out. You can do that too. Most people, they get too obsessed mentally with how good the food is, and it's no, and I get it, I would much rather eat fruits because I know that it's a higher vibration and value. But sometimes, sometimes, sometimes I gotta eat cans of tuna fish. The 3 weeks of not eating cooked meal. Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. Um, through well, cooked meals are. Hold on one second. Let me go grab another beer. I'm right back. Oh shit! You know what? I don't need to go anywhere. Got one right here. Uh, some people are very anti-cooking food, and I get why for some of the um, vibrational reasons, but some foods have to be cooked. Some things, you'd be not intelligent to a potato. You cook a potato. Anything that was underground, you cook. I've explained this before, and maybe I'll re-release the video for everybody. The quick breakdown is there's 3 levels to the realm. It's what's beneath the ground, it's what's above the ground, and it's what's in the air. What's in the air is for your head, what's above the ground is for your body, and what's beneath the ground is your constitution, your feet, your legs, you know what I mean? That's the 3 parts of the body, 3 parts of the temple. Everything's divided in 3s. The things on the fruit, they've gotten all of the water and it's pulled it up the spine of the tree, the spine here, into the fruit that is now juicy and hit with the sun and it's warmed. It's warmed. It's been heated, and that's the fruit now. You consume that, and it's good for here. And then the things just above the earth, bushes, shrubbery, things like this, those are in betweens. Some of them you could heat up because you want to give them a little more energy. And the things beneath the ground, well, you're not going to chew on a root. I mean, you could, and your saliva would do some chemical processes with it, sure. But like when you dig up some tomatoes, some turmeric, and whatever, yeah, cook the things. Add the heat to them. Add the moisture and the water to them. Because a potato and an orange, both are great. They could be part of the root is still part of the tree. It's part of the same system, but it doesn't have enough. It doesn't have enough moisture, and hasn't received enough heat. You can put the moisture and the heat into it. You take a potato and you boil it. I mean, think about the potato famine. There's enough nutrition in potatoes and good butter that you'd pretty much accomplish getting all of the elements that you need into your body. This is eating potatoes but you wouldn't want to eat them raw. You ever eaten a raw potato? Ugh. Who likes raw potatoes? Although raw potatoes can be good, juiced raw potatoes. I forget what ailments they're used for. But I know they help to like potatoes in general are blood cleansers. The red ones I think are the best ones, but all varietals. I don't see the differentiation that a lot of people they get really hyper specific. Well, Doctor Sebi said you gotta eat all the original things from Africa. I'm like, bro, hey, we don't live in Africa. The out of Africa theory is garbage, and hybridization has been happening all the time. Humans are hybridized. Yeah, don't eat the genetically modified things, but if it's growing and it produces a seed and it grows again, I think it's pretty good. It's pretty simple thing to do. It grows, makes a seed, meh, there you go, consume. It's great. Great not to wash plates and pans and cutlery. Yeah, yeah, yeah. There's that. So for people that have a busy life, oh, they would change a lot of things by having a different diet. Some people, it can be difficult because it's the opposite. It gives them too much time, and they're busybodies, and they don't know what to do. If they didn't have to do the dishes, if they didn't have to go to the grocery store, if they didn't have to prepare the food and go through the whole process, you don't understand how much time of your day is eaten up by what food you'll consume between the getting in the car, going from your residence to your car, to going to the grocery store, to purchasing the things, to bringing them back, to putting it into the cupboard, and then when you're cooking, to pull it out, go through the process, clean the pans, eat, da da da. Do you know how much time every day is spent? Now all of a sudden you open up all that time. You're talking like probably 3 hours a day that now just becomes wide open. So people that are busybodies, busy-minded, anxiety-ridden people might have a hard time because they're like, why, I need something to do. But if you're creative and you want more time, oh, it's genius. You open up energy by consuming less. Imagine that. Yeah, you're super trash for 15 years. Oh man, no. See, growing up, I had a trash diet until I was 20. I don't know how I survived. I mean, looking back on it, I'm like, that was the most. I think it's only because I was outside and I played so many sports. And I was always active. And then when I got on the healthy diet kick, things changed. And I was like, oh my God, that's so much better than drinking, Mountain Dew in the middle of a basketball game. Well, only recently is my diet. I mean, my diet's off. It goes off and on. It depends. Slurping on some beers, man. Yeah, you never thought of that. Yeah, that's the realms, man. It's cooked. It's. I mean, think about here. I'll give you another thought. Beer is cooked. Oh, I mean, you first have to boil it because you're making right. That process is happening. So you're cooking the grain, boiling it. But think of sauerkraut and the other process of making alcohol. For the fermentation process is a micro uh, um, a micro fire. It's not a fire. But it's heating it up on a very small level. The everything colliding and making friction. It's creating heat, but it's happening It's fermenting small. It's not big, but it's cooking. Fermented food is essentially transmuted and cooked. Essentially, it's cooked. So is beer, because it has to. You boil it and you ferment it. So I got Matt Flemmy Wink's throat right now. You hang out with people and you just, yeah, things turn into. I don't participate in. Well, you know what? I did smoke a cigar yesterday. I forgot about that. Well, so cigar and other things. What else? What else? What else? Foods, piss, liquids, water, distilled. Hmm. What else should we address here? A little ganja? Yeah, perhaps. Yeah. And then people got vapes or whatever, and it's like fruity nicotine vape shit. And I'm like, whatever. Hemp seeds and flax seeds. Uh, do you do anything to the seeds before consuming them? Like, are they raw and then you put them in water? Because they both will sprout, right? You sprout them. I was doing sprouted seeds for a little while, where I got a whole kit, a grow kit. But I can't really do it in the temperatures and the humidity where I live in New Orleans. It's not really suited, and they get moldy. But if you have a good if your the humidity level in your house and apartment is right, you can sprout seeds pretty well, and that's super nutrition. Sprouted seeds. Yeah, eat them, eat them raw. Um, you might consider, if they are raw, just sprouting them first. Putting them in water first. That way, it opens up the instead of the acids in your stomach doing the work, because you'll still, when you take a dump, still some of the seeds aren't gonna open their nutrition. If you sprout them first, then it's unlocked. It's unlocked the soul of the spirit, the energy of the seed. It's not branches. A person is on their way to earning a PhD in urine therapy. Who is this? Yeah, you know what? And a sad man. You might consider even using a little bit of urine to sprout the seeds. And this is highly intelligent. When you start making a plant, um, villages, they'll have you'll start it in water, right? You'll start it and then drain off the water. You put it in water and then drain the water off, and then, right, they'll piss and spit into the water. Why? Because then that gets encoded with your, I don't want to say your DNA, but it gets encoded with what's in you. Like your saliva and your piss, that's you. And so now the food, the seed will interact with that. So the orange or the peach or the tomato or whatever, that will actually have your information of you in it, and it will feed you and give you the nutrition back into your body of what elements you might have had prior to it. Yeah. Well, yeah. I mean, if you've been eating good, I mean, sometimes what happens is once you start eating good, your body's gonna go through your body's gonna go through a process of cleansing, like a sometimes people call it a Herxheimer reaction. If you have a bunch of built up things and you're fine, right? You've been eating garbage, but your body was like, hey, put this over here, and you got your normal little aches and pains and whatever, but your body as a totality, it doesn't it's fine. But as soon as you start eating healthy, your body goes, oh, we can start to remove this other garbage. And as you're doing it, you're like, my skin's getting worse. My my shit smells worse. This can't be healthy. But in fact, what it's allowing your body to do is get rid of things that were built up and toxic and filthy in your all of you. So sometimes, in a way, for a little bit, your shit or your piss might even stink worse. But then afterwards, as you're going through and processing things, cleaner and cleaner. It's like your house looks like it does, and it might be a little bit messy. Once you start cleaning, it becomes messier for a second. Ninja Turtle, what is going on? Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, you got to like for me because I'm a weirdo. My jump into healthy thing was all in, like jump in. Fasting. I did a long fast on water. That was the first fast I did. I did like long juice fasts. I did, got really hard into vegetarianism. Like, I'm finding out what this is. And once you do that, and your body goes through all of the like, when I started doing coffee enemas, I did like I think it was maybe 20 of them over 3 days, which is according to everyone, don't do that. But I was like, I don't believe you, and so I did, and it was one of the healthiest things that I've ever done by far. I'll do a whole series on coffee enemas again, but there's really not much to say other than it's going to clean out your gallbladder and your liver quite heavily, and what comes out of you will make you go, "Oh my gosh, that was inside of me." Yeah. Mm-hmm. Coffee enemas are hardcore, and then afterwards, like for at first, the first few, I'm just like, "Oh my gosh," and then as I'm getting rid of everything, my body starts to tingle. I start to become lighter. My eyesight got better. I could hear better. Literally from doing a bunch of coffee enemas. Would it be appropriate to tell other people to do that many? Probably not. I wouldn't suggest it. And I don't think you have the time or the energy to deal with it. But I was like, let's see what happens. Yeah, be the experiment. You're here. You are here to be the experiment and the experience. What else is there to do? I wake up every day and I go. Sometimes I'm like, what a weird, strange, wonderful, amazing world. And other days I'm like, what am I doing here? Like, what am I supposed to do today? I have no clue. And I know that it's not going to solve it for me. If I go, let me go get a 9 to 5. Let me go get a normal thing. That's not going to stabilize my mentality of not going. I would then that would make me go crazy. A redundant something that I'm doing like that. That would I would. You wouldn't be here. You wouldn't even talk to me. You never see me. But at the same time, having nothing to do opens up this whole thing of going. I can read that book right now. I can make this video. I can go interact with puppies. I can play with ducks. I can do anything I want to do right now. There are limits for having. There are limits to your how free you are to do things because you know accessibility. There is that problem sometimes, but I mean I wouldn't trade it. I wouldn't trade it for anything. So. Yeah, you have to. I mean, you're just here to find whatever the experience is. It's not life is experiential. It's an experiment. You can't you don't you'll come to conclusions and you'll come to I figured it out moments. Plenty of everybody has. You get the I figured it out moments, but then they subside because then afterwards you have a whole new thing, a whole new set of sequence of events and circumstances that you're interacting with that have nothing to do with what you think you knew 10 minutes ago. Dude, are you high? Are you what are you on, bro? Like no, literally, when you just live your life experientially, you go out and party sometime. And if you have bars, you go to one bar and then you're like, this bar, it's not I'm not feeling the vibe, I'm not interacting with what I want to. You go somewhere else and it's brand new. And that is you don't need to do that. You could just like go walk over to this tree and that tree is like you vibing with the tree and then you could walk over there and there's like a little there's a human. You can interact with that. It's a whole you have to experience this whole thing. What else would you do? What else is there to do? And through all of that mumbling, babbling I was just doing, you do find learnings, teachings, ways of being that are tending towards health or tending towards unhealth. I found that I tend to do the fun things. I find humor to be the best medicine. Music to be the best medicine. You know what I mean? Uh, Good companionship, good food, uh, good beer. In what order? I think laughter, beer. That would be up there. I mean, obviously companionship is in there because you're not just be sitting around staring at something laughing unless you're on some psychedelics. But uh, the difference between urine and coffee enemas. Urine enema will help cleanse your blood and definitely clean out your intestines quite well. A coffee enema is going to clean out and cause the gallbladder to release itself because for whatever reason, there's some chemicals in it that go up the hepatic valve. So when people get hepatitis, it's a problem with the hepatic valve. I don't know if it's the valve itself, but the what's releasing the gallbladder. Okay, so the gallbladder gets backed up, and you get different kinds of bile in there, and if it doesn't get released in the right way or becomes toxic, like I'm pretty sure I never tested for it, but I'm looking at what's coming out of me. I was like, it was black and it smelled like paint thinner and paste and not even paint thinner, like burnt rubber. I think it's better. It just the smell was so rambunctious and obnoxious and disgusting and noxious and any word you want to use that it wasn't. And I seen things come out of me. I was like, I didn't eat that in the last 3 days. I was fasting and doing coffee enemas. I'm like, that doesn't look like something that I've even consumed recently. And I was like, and yeah, so coffee is releasing that because of the caffeine levels, and then the urine is more of cleansative for your blood and your intestines. Yeah, and they're easier to do. Oddly enough, I mean, not oddly enough, because it was already in you. It's your plasma. It's easier to do than even water. Urine enemas are easier to do than water. Yeah, a wise monk once said, "Just keep on learning." Yeah, in one sense, you got to have the moments you go, there's nothing to do, and be comfortable with apathy towards something. Just going, okay, and that's the Bodhi, right? But then, after he was under the tree, Siddhartha, Herman Hesse, blah blah blah, when he was sitting under the tree, after a while, he came to the conclusion. He's like, "No, I actually have to go participate in the world," whilst simultaneously becoming a carrier, a bridge worker, a ferryman of information. One sense, he's here doing nothing. In another sense, he's interacting completely with the world. He's participating. You got to be able to do both. Some people have they deal with that. It's called FOMO, fear of missing out. That they want to always be in high gear interacting. That if they're not doing something, they don't deserve anything if they're not doing something. People who just spin their tires, they're just gonna do something. That if I just do something, that will make that'll give you a solution. When in reality, most of the time, the correct answer would probably be don't do that. Don't do anything. Most of the time, you should take a breath first and go, consider. Contemplation is just as important as action. And most people are so action oriented that they think of people that are just, if I just sit here and you're like, you're being lazy. I'm like, no, I'm not being lazy. I'm being the opposite of lazy. My mind is so active and so powerful. You have no clue while you're sitting here doing a redundant task indefinitely on repeat, and you think you're making the world a better place and affecting change and positive outcomes. No, 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 no. That's not how it works. Yes, yes, yes. Yeah, see, I think the totality of meditation as something you need to go do. Just sit down and get in this posture and do this and look at this and you know, I think is effective for people that are very analytical and they need instructions. But as a totality, no. I don't believe in that type of meditation. I like a walking meditation. I don't like to sit down and be in a weird posture and my spine. I don't prefer it, and I don't think many people would. There is a time and space that I do, you know, adjust some things or whatever, and that's fine, and you should. But it's not the totality of meditation. It's not, and the purpose of meditation, people think is to. I don't know. I think most people do it with no clue as to why or what the function is. They're just going, oh, if I just sit here, I'm meditating. People just sit there and they go, oh, 15 minutes of meditation. I was able to still myself in my mind. And I don't think most people's minds are whatever stillness would be. Like, for instance, let me give you an example. Here's where stillness of my mind happens. I go to the river, the Mississippi, and I sit on a bench. Well, not a bench, a giant, it's kind of like stairs that go down to the river. And I sit there and I turn music on and put my speakers around me and sit and stare off into the river while listening to loud music and interacting with anybody that comes up to me. That's my meditation. It's glorious. Would I prefer to sit under a tree? No. Have I? Will I? Yes. Sometimes I do. Sometimes I don't want to be there, and I'll go to somewhere else. That's meditation is life. Period. Everything you're doing is a meditation unto itself. To make it pretty plainly simple, like I'm meditating on this beer right here. Mm. And now I'm still meditating on the beer, and now I'm not. And now into the next thought, next thing. Human being, stillness of the mind, stillness of the mind, and the just means to get rid of the chitter chatter, the extra, bullshit. But all in all, once you get to that space of complete emptiness of the mind, where you're of no mind, then you're in the giant etheric white space, and there's nothing occurring. But you can't do that forever, and you wouldn't want to. And then you start to make a drawing. You start architecting and designing, and you create something. And then you walk into it. That's the highest level of meditation. But on a micro scale, on what we're doing mainly when you meditate, is to design something and then walk into it. Think it, believe it, become it. It's the three infinites: gnosis, praxis, intelligus. To know, to do, to become. Know something by conceiving of it, push it into your mind, start doing it, and then become it, whatever it is. There's no perfect. There's no perfect in the world. You can't be perfect. That's not a possibility. You already are what you are, and that's all. That's what you will be until you're whatever you are next. Let grace do its thing. Yeah, people like when you say your energy field, and most people would say your aura, and everybody's like, "Oh, that's so airy fairy." Like, no, no, that's a thing. You want to electrically, magnetically read someone's aura, you can do it. You can figure that out. So when you have like Yeah, you know, everybody knows. You have those days where you're like happy, happy, joy, joy. You're vibing, bopping along. You got a little bounce to your step. People look at you different. They'll be attracted to you. You start drinking your piss, literally your auric field grows. You get sunshine charged into your eyeballs and on your skin. It grows. Yeah, and you'll attract all sorts of things. Yeah, that's a real thing. It's not if you're walking around going blah blah blah. Oftentimes, you're not going to be bringing into you that um, the infinite. You'll be compartmentalizing and you'll be fractionating the energy that's coming to you. So if as a whole, as a totality, the reality coming to you, you take out chunks, slices, pieces of a pie, and you say, okay, I'm gonna have all this. But as you become more and more narrow-minded and going blah blah blah, having a bad day and da da da, you're focusing the wrong way. Your aperture for seeing light is dimmed, and you get to see one thing, and it might not be a light you like. You can change it, and you can be super focused and be like, the purple light I want, and you go, whoop, and that purple light is I want a purple Ferrari Testarossa with and you design it and you build it, and maybe that's what you want. That would be the focus, right? Why would it be? I had a couple bad days, and therefore bad days will continue. No, that's tragic. Don't be tragic. It's a comedy. It's not a tragedy. Is the Taurus field your aura? I suppose so. This is really a hard way to like. You can kind of do some of the research and go. Things kind of point to that. Your body seems to be a toroidal field, kind of like what is probably around our realm, and there's this. It encompasses you. It's like an apple. It would appear as an apple. That kind of field around you. Yeah, I think so. I think that's what I'd say your aura is your area. Your aura is your aroma. Think about it. Aroma. You're just got to add a letter. My aroma is fucking beer and awesomeness. Ninja, aged urine versus fresh. Aged, don't do a lot of it. You can't. You'd hurt yourself. Don't do that. Do a little bit of aged, because the pH on aged urine is going to be through the roof. It's going to be very ammonia. It'd be the opposite of an acid burn. So no good. But a little bit going off of the scale, a little bit. It's kind of like you wouldn't drink a cup of aged urine. You'd destroy yourself. You could do a half shot. You could do that mix with something. It's just changing the pH. So it'd be much more alkalinic, like like ammonia. So if you're putting it in your rear, it's going to be doing a quick cleanse of everything in your body, and you can overdo it. So don't do too much. I would do really like a very tiny amount, like a shot perhaps, in an enema. Yeah. Ha ha ha. The problem, they start to be devoted to you. Yeah, I get what you're saying. I get what you're saying. I mean, it's part of the reason that I play the fool so much. It's the reason I wear this stupid shit. And if I just put on what I really want to wear, I would wear my tunic and walk around and just be comfortable. But when I do that, if I drink my piss every day and I get the sunshine and do all the meditate, like, get out and do a little sun gazing and put that on and be comfortable the way I want to be completely, it's too much. It's too much. I'm not your savior. I'm not. I know I look like the guy when I put the hair down and everything. That's not me. No, 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 no. Don't get lost in that. Oh, don't worry. And I'll crush some beers. Let me be a little goofy. Let me say some stupid things. Let me be foolish. Let me sleep with some prostitutes. I don't care. I can't play that game. I'm not going to play that game. I will often drink of the urines and the distilled waters and divine myself and oil myself and treat myself and glow and walk around. But to do that on a regular basis is just too much. I've done it. It's weird. I don't because I don't know how to respond to all of the attraction and the energy. I'm just like have some, do it yourself. Yeah. You can help on a high level. Don't kiss my feet. Oh no, I'm not shit. I'm shitting you not. I walked out to go to for it was Day of the Dead. It was yeah, it was November 2nd, maybe 8 years ago. No, maybe not even that long. Maybe like 5 years ago. And I was wearing an orange gown that had a hoodie and gold plate on it, like it was a whole golden embossed. It was just fucking lovely. It's sitting over there actually. Um, and I have my hair down. A dude, like there with his family, like just stops and he goes. He just got down on his knees and started doing the shit. I mean, he was being funny, but at the same time, he wasn't. You know what I mean? Like, cause they were like, he was like, fucking Jesus in the flesh, and I was like, and he wasn't even drunk or nothing. He was just they were going to a restaurant to eat, and I was like, yeah, it's weird shit, man. It's very I don't know. I couldn't handle being like I mean, it couldn't be that fun to be super, super fucking Super Saiyan awesome, Johnny Depp fucking Brad Pitt. You know what I mean? Like that's got to be really lame. You can't walk with everybody going just drooling and stumbling over themselves for your attention and like I'm just some fucking dude, okay? Yeah, I get it. I'm God. I get it. But I'm gonna let you a little secret. You are too. So, how about we just start there? What up, God? Yeah, the obsession and devotion is a funny thing. Oh yeah, dogs. You don't know how many dogs that will like if I'm sitting down and like if I see a dog, I make the eye contact and the tail will just start going and the owner will be like, "What the fuck?" And the dog will just come right to me, and I'll play with it and it will sit on my feet always. It will sit on my feet like in it. They're like, "Why is it like my dog doesn't like anybody?" It's very funny. Yeah, yeah. Oh, it's like sometimes I'm just like I want to play with the dog today, and I'm like as soon as I put that in me, and I go outside, so I'm like, okay, dog, look at me, and I'm saying this in my head, dog, look at me. But I say if I'm with someone else, I'll say it out loud so that like I'm like watch this, watch. No, I don't do anything. I'm not doing some dramatic shit. I just make eye contact with the dog and go, come here, and I'll say it in my head, not out loud. It's so funny. Oh yeah, for sure. Come through. I just hung out with a couple. The fuck was it that just came through recently? I forget his name. Yeah, I hung out with him at the park and we went to oh I think we went to the Quarter too. Yeah, fucking French Quarter, City Park. Yeah, it's awesome. Feel free, come visit. It's New Orleans, man. Woo! Greatest city on earth, as far as I'm concerned. I've lived in a lot of places. I mean, there's other pretty cool places. What I've seen of like Thailand and whatever on TV that look really awesome, but as a as a place to live, you can't beat the music, the food, the music, and the people here. Only three things you need in life. Oh. Hmm. Yeah, I wonder how many people I've met off of this. Quite a few, actually. Probably like. Actually, the other day was funny because I was out and somebody's like, "What up, Zen?" I'm like, no, I watch your channel. And this has happened to me a few times. I'm like, I didn't know this. Like, sometimes I see people look at me and like, oh, that's. I'm like, you could come say hi. Like, I don't. One time, like right when I moved to New Orleans, or actually, no, it was right after. It wasn't when I moved there. It was right after I started making videos. Somebody was like Zen, and so I was like, okay, was I somebody I know from the bar last night, or because this shit happens. And I'm like, yeah, what up? I walk over and like, I was like, how do I know you? He's like, oh, wait, you don't. I was like, he's like, I'm so and so online. I was like, oh no shit. I was like, a local neighbor. You know who I am? He's like, yeah, fucking man, I watch all your videos. So hang out, had some beers with him, rocked and rolled for a few days. Yeah, cool times. It's a weird thing. I like it once in a while. It's strange. It's a strange phenomenon. It's like when you're it'd be like, I don't know. There's like celebrity. It's not celebrity. That's not what. How to. It's an interesting thing. Like just because somebody's on TV, I don't give a shit. Somebody's got a channel, I don't give a shit. I like somebody's personality. I don't care who they are. I've met people that are pretty famous, that are sports people, or hip hop artists, or people that are in the music industry. Da, 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 da. And I'm not. I mean, I like the person. Some of them I've been like, I'm not fucking impressed at all. I don't give a who fucking two shits who you are. And other times I've met people that I'm like, who the hell? Why aren't you? Why aren't you big? It's an interesting thing. Will Johnson, what are you doing, man? Oh, oh, dude, I had a few. It was a friend of mine had her daughter come into town, and it turned into utter fucking chaos for the last, I don't know how many days. So just like, they wanted to go out to eat, they wanted to go to the park, and I got a tour guide because they're both kind of new here, and one drink turns into stumbling around, and then and then it all happens at once. You know what I mean? So yeah, I'll get at you. I was, I did call you that one day though, and because I had some free time, like because I know if I talk to you, I'm gonna talk to you for a while, and I don't want to be on my, I don't want to be my, I don't want to be like, ugh. I don't want to be in a hungover state, or too drunk. Yeah, yeah. Well, it was interesting because when I first started making videos, my tone was way wildly different. I felt like I had to present something, as if it was like in front of a class, and it had to be cut and pasted and professional and like somewhat like organized, and I had to talk like talk like I should, which I can and I do frequently. But then I was like, yeah, and then I got to meet a couple people after making a couple years of videos. I don't know, and they're like, "You're a lot different than you are in your videos." Like, what did you think? Like, and then it got to the point I was like, "Fuck that! This is what I am, and you're still going to get all of the goodies, all of that high level shit that I know, but this is me. This is what I do. I'm not. I cannot separate the two, and I will not." At the beginning, it was just it was more of a caution to the. I don't know. Should I be so bold? Should I say this? How should I share this? I'm gonna make it palatable, make it comfortable. And then I was just like, oh, let me just do what I do in public. Literally, it was like, in public, I was around people for years. They're like, dude, why don't you have a show? Why don't you do you? I've had people offer to like I will rent out the auditorium for you to go talk. Multiple people. I like, oh, fucking hook it up. I mean, nothing comes of these, but like legit conversations where that was like a thing, and I was like, I don't even, I've never stood on stage before. I don't fucking know. I don't even make videos. I have fucking no idea. I just talk wild shit to people in bars about things that you don't know about. Yeah, then I did live. Well, yeah, I mean, I guess I've been doing videos for 4 years. And the first year was always just me talking and some shit on a screen. And it was one directional and it was just me talking and explaining something. And then it became more, I never put my face on camera. And then somebody's like, I want to know who the fuck you are. I want to know what you are. I was like, okay, fine. And then it became doing live videos where I could interact with people, and then me being like, and that turned into this, which is just turn the fucking camera and talk and say hello to people, which I like much more, because I felt very restricted in the beginning with like what am I doing, what content am I making, and how am I going to make it, and is this what I should say? I mean, I know about here. Let me explain electromagnetic energy and the chakra systems, and here's why the colors of the rainbow look like this and this in the foods. I've been done knowing this shit for a long time, and the easiest way to share it was always like people are more susceptible to learning when they're a little bit drunk. Kids should go to school drunk. They'll learn more. Not drunk. I'm playing, but like you can talk to somebody in a bar in a way that you can't anywhere else. Because they want to interact. They're more open. They're more loose. They're free. They can, here what. It's wildly different. So that was what I used to do for years and years. I've been a shit. I wonder that I'm gonna have to try to do a little research. I wonder how many bars that I've been to in my life, and all the different cities and all that. Yeah, and how many people I've had those crazy conversations with about the most random shit. But then I realized it was like, okay, maybe it's more convenient to just do it on here. You know about the green heart. Come on, I got one. Where is it? Wait, it's up here. I don't know if I can get to it. I got one right there. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. It's interesting too. Doing live videos. At first, it was so very. I didn't like the sound of my voice, and I was like, I don't know if people want to look at me or listen to me talk. And then occasionally listen to me belch. Because, like, obviously, in my early videos, I wouldn't do that. And then I was like, but why? And I think it was the challenge of when people got to meet me in person, they thought I was going to be this infinitely wise sage that was always on and going, here's the direction that life should go, and here's what... yeah, I will do that, and I get into those modes for people. If you need help and want to know something that I would say on here, I'll say it. But in person, like, I'm doing me. I'm doing me. Like, and what that involves is maybe not what people would expect. Like, for instance, I want to have a threesome with your mother and your sister. Like, yeah, for sure. And I probably will. But that doesn't take away from anything spiritually. That's part of the whole thing. You know what? I do weird things. I like to interact with everyone. Not to Oh, we got 11:33 and 23. Yes. Yeah. That's funny. My yes. My numbers growing up playing sports. Soccer, it was 11. Football, I was 22. And when I played basketball, I was 33. And I knew nothing of this. Crazy, right? 11, 22, and 33. Oh, man. So what should I do today? It's like a whole... It's Monday. I thought I was going to be exhausted. Turns out I didn't spend all of my money, which is good. So I do have a few dollars left in the till to spend. And I will remind everybody here, this is what I do for currency to make sure I'm alive. So if you want help, donate to me in my bucket. Just throw me a couple, for beers or for some food, or keep this roof over my head. And also I give money away to people that need help, so it doesn't always go to me. Cash App, PayPal, TSAR, capital XEN. Make sure you capitalize the X on both PayPal and Cash App. And Venmo has it too. You just have to go to my other channel and watch one of those videos in the description box if you want to go through all of that. Zen-Atman is my other channel, if you don't know. Yeah. I kind of feel like coffee would be good. I don't know. I think I've drank too much coffee recently because a friend of mine, they get up and they want to eat breakfast and drink coffee. That's not my thing. But they want company, so I'm like, okay, we'll have coffee. And I don't want to rely on it, because of the caffeine. Then you just kind of like wake up and you're like, well, I need the caffeine buzz. So maybe I will anti-coffee today. I will ixnay on the coffee nay. All right, man. I appreciate it for certain. Yeah, then you know what? I'm gonna get out of here too. And I remind everybody: stay weird, stay strange, be yourself, because everyone else is already taken. Like they're already them. So just be you, and also take care of yourself first, because you can't help other people unless you do. But then once you're taking care of yourself, help others out when you can. And it's nice to see everybody. Be strange, be awkward, be comfortable being awkward. Imagine that. And enjoy your day. Ass out of here. Peace.